Let's get started. All right. So let me share my screen. I'm gonna do it from the start, so I'm gonna clone it and do everything. All right. So right here we have the Lambda project. So I'm just gonna fork this right here. And I already forked it, so. And don't worry about this, that's sys2. I don't know why. Back then when I did it, I think it was to, right, so you guys know the drill. Copy this link, and I use the VS Code terminal, or you can use like any terminal you want, or Git bash. So I made a folder for this walkthrough. So, and it should be Web21 after hours. All right. So now I'm inside the folder. I'm going to clone it. Clone my repo. Oh, I think I already have one there. One sec. All right. Let's get rid of this. So let me clone it again. All right, so it's cloned. It's inside my folder, so it would be like your Lambda folder. So I'm just gonna go in it real quick. Okay. And now I'm just gonna create a new branch. And I'm just gonna name this Web21 AIH. All right, so I made that new branch, and now we can start working on it. I'm just gonna copy and paste all the starting files. Forgot to open the, here we go. Open the folder on my IDE. All right. Okay, so index HTML. Let me get the starting index HTML. Oh, wait a minute. Just 1 second. Right here. Right. So let's get the starting index file, because we're gonna be adding all the HTML. And get rid of my CSS. All right, so let's start from the beginning. So right here, I have the design for the first page. So a thing that I recommend doing a lot is structuring the page before writing your HTML code. So a way to do that can you guys see like the red squiggly lines?
Yes.
All right, cool. Okay, so the first thing we have to do, or the first thing I do, is that I break everything in parts. So first of all, you have
It's
a,
a little different on the screen. It's because it's not a responsive website. So, well, we haven't learned that yet. So,
but what?
wait,
So,
crap, I might be in the Zoom and talking.
oh, yeah, mute your microphone.
I'm
No,
so sorry. I was showing my roommate.
that's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, so right here, let's break it up into sections. So the first section is the whole page. So imagine there's like a big square. So that's the first one. And now we start breaking the website into sections. So right here, we can see we have a navbar section. So this right here. So right there, we would create a div or a nav. So, and that would be our nav container, that one right there. And then after that, we can see we have another section right here, this part. And this is the, let's call it the header container. And that way we just keep going. So this one, there's another one right here. And this one can be like the middle container. And the middle container has 3 containers in it. So it would have the first section right here, that is these 2 paragraphs, and then it would have the picture and this third section. And now we have 3 different containers. And each of those 3 containers have cards. So a card is something like this part right here. So this one on top, it has 2 of them. So that's 1 and 2. And this one in the bottom has 3 of them. So 1, 2, and 3. And then after this section, we can see there's a last section, and let's just call it a contact section. And this one, we just have this information. So it's not really a container. Okay, so now that we have the sections, break them down. Now that we have the website broken down into sections, we can start coding. So normally I would recommend like doing it like writing down the sections so you know what you're doing and like crossing out the things you've done. So let's start doing that. Okay. All right. So I use Live Server for my website. It's an VS Code extension. I don't know if you guys use it, but it's really cool. So I just click there and my great idea comes alive right here. And it's kind of like CodePen. So every time I save, it updates.
Miguel, could you repeat that?
Yes, it's live server. I'll send it on the channel.
Thank you.
I missed the first couple minutes. Did you just grab the HTML did you fork it from the original GitHub project?
Yes, I did. And
okay.
Thanks for mentioning that because I completely forgot to start recording.
Oh.
Let me record. Oh no, I am recording. That's good. Okay, I was. All right. So now we can start actually writing our HTML. So first, we go to the first section. So that's the nav. And we already know it's a nav. Well, actually, just to make this a little easier, I'm going to start with some CSS first. So right here, everything is getting wrapped in a body container. So I'm just going to go and tag the body on the CSS, and I'm going to give it a width because if we see this page right here, the width it's kind of narrow, so it does not take in the whole page. So let's do that, and I'm just going to give it a width of 1200 pixels. Well, let's go for okay. Let's go for 1000 pixels. All right. And to center it, we're just gonna use the margin. And the first one is top and bottom, and the second one it's the sides. So if we set it to auto, it just calculates for us like how much in each side to go to the middle. Okay, now that we have that, we can start doing our HTML for the nav. So right here, I'm just gonna create a nav tag. And inside of it, each nav item, it's an A tag because you have to click it to reference it. So we do A tags. And I'm just going to paste them down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right now, you don't have to worry really about pasting, duplicating them. I'm just doing this just to keep it short. And then we can copy and paste or nav items. All right. All right, so now we're done with the first section of our site. So the nav is done. We haven't installed it yet, but we're already separated the HTML part into a container. That is the nav container. Okay, so let's keep going. The next section would be the header. So it would be this part right here, the one with the innovation on demand and the picture. So for that, we can use a header tag. And we can add I'm just gonna keep this open. And we can add a div tag, because this one, you don't really see it, but there's a container right here. So we're gonna do that container now. Okay. So for that one, we do let's do a div, and let's give it a class of left. We can say left container or left content. So that's this one right here. And after that, we see that it has a like really big font. So let's say it's an H1. We can later go and tweak the sizing of it. So let's get that. Set that way. And right here, I'm just gonna add some BR tags. So this one is to jump like the line. We don't need this yet. All right. So a BR tag. What the BR tag does is basically this right here. Because if you press enter and it's not in the same line, it's still gonna render everything in the same line. So this is like pressing enter while you're writing a document. So VR. Okay, and we got that now. And if we go here, you can see now everything is on top of each other. Okay, so now we have to put this button right here. So now we have the H1, and then I'm just gonna do a class. So div, and I'm gonna give it a button class. And right here, I'm just gonna write an A tag. And actually, I need to put those in these ones real quick, because they're going nowhere right now. And in the A tag, we write whatever the button is saying. Okay. So let me separate this a little bit. And then we put this image inside that header container. Okay, so we got the header done now. And let me ask you guys a quick question. So would you guys like me to do the HTML first, or do they each section and then style that section?
I prefer the HTML first.
All right.
Me too. Me too.
All right.
Same.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna keep doing it this way.
Would you do the HTML first if this was your, I mean, how would you do it?
I would do the HTML first.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Because it helps you. Because it's not really visual. It's like the thing with visual with Git and the terminal. It's something that's not visual. You don't really see it, but you're controlling a program through the terminal. So it's something like that. It's like getting a different mindset to it, or a different approach, and it does help. Okay, so let's go to the next section. So now the next section is this middle part, and actually here between those two sections we have this line right here that is like a divider of some sort. So for that one, below the header, I'm just gonna do a div, and then I'm gonna leave it empty because I'm just gonna use it to create that line. So I'm gonna give it a class of divider. Okay. And now let's do the middle section. So I'm gonna wrap the whole middle section. So all of this inside of a container. So first I'm going to do a div and give it a class of, I'm just gonna say middle. All right. And then inside this middle container, there are 3 containers. So this would be one, this would be the second one, this will be the second one, which is not really a container since it's already an image. But and then there's the third section. Okay, and so let's write those sections now. So let's say create a div for the first one. And the first one, I'm just gonna give it a class of top. So it's the middle top. So it's the top section. And then the second section is just the image. We don't have to give it a container. And let me space this a little bit. Okay. And the third one, we're just gonna give it a class of middle bottom. Okay. And now here on the top section of the middle on the top part of the middle section, we can see there are 2 paragraphs on each. So this, we could call it like a card or a block. So and now we have to code that. So that's a different container. So let's go, let's just say div and give it a class of top container. All right, and I'm just gonna copy this down because, oh, wait. All right, because we have two of them. So if you see here, we're reusing the classes. And this is something super useful you can do. So we're gonna style both of them with the same class. So right here, we can see there's a heading here. So I'm just gonna say it's like an H3. And let's get the text. So features, copy, paste. And for the paragraph, I'm just gonna use a p tag. Where's the about here? Right there. All right, and let's just do the same with this one down here. So this one is the about. And then the paragraph it has in the bottom. Okay, so now we just finished the top container section. So we're done with this first part. The second one, we don't really have to do anything since the picture is already there. And then we have to do the middle container. So for that, I'm just gonna copy this one right here. And I'm just gonna change the name to bottom container. So I don't have to write it again. And I'm gonna make 3 of them. All right, and let's just get out everything that has to be in it. First one is services. The second one is product. And the third one is vision. All right. And it looks like, yeah, they have the same text. So I'm just gonna get rid of this right now. Okay. And this is the image that's in the middle, I think. Yeah, middle image. All right, let me add that right here. And let's make sure we have the header image over here. Okay. So I forgot to put the header, so this image inside its container. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. That's on header. Right here. Oh, okay, I misplayed my images a little bit, and this one is the logo. So that one goes right there. And I'm gonna wrap it inside an A tag too. So you can click that and go to like the home page later. Okay. All right, so we have the middle part done. And now we just have to go to the contact part. So right now I'm just gonna add the same divider we made. Put it below. Let me check which div is this. That's the body. Yeah, okay, so here it should be good. We add the divider. We don't need this image anymore. Okay, I know we're just in the last section, so I'm just gonna say div and give it a class of contact. And right here, I'm just, let's say an H2 and contact. And then there's actually an address tag. So, which actually doesn't really matter. It can be, I'm just gonna put it as a p tag. Okay, and I'm just gonna copy this whole thing. And using the BRs, I'm going to do like the lines. So I'm gonna add the first BR there, the second one in there, and then there's the phone, and that should be good. And for the last part, I'm just gonna add a footer for this part right here, the copyright. And get this in there.
Should we use the footer tag for any of this?
The what, sorry?
The footer element?
Actually, like the footer and the section and nav, those are pretty much just a div tag. Okay, so we have 10 more minutes. I'm gonna create a new room for the CSS, and I'm gonna record that too.
Okay, and also before you go, the contact is actually supposed to be the title of the last section of the page. Yeah, you left it copied there. I don't know if it would confuse anyone.
Where?
In the footer.
I see, thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, okay. So I'm gonna stop recording and create another Zoom room for this.
And are you gonna send out this video?
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, but let me send the next Zoom link.